am telling you right now, this whole plasma war, it was never just about Ren getting arrested. Never. The second Ren opened his mouth in that interrogation room, I literally felt my stomach drop because suddenly everything got darker. Bigger, meaner. Like the walls around Fairmont Crest are closing in, and nobody even realizes it yet, except maybe Grayson. And honestly, he should be terrified. Because the moment Ren confirmed that Leah doesn't know who the Impaler really is, oh my God. That changed everything. I knew it. I knew it. I swear I've been saying for days that Leah felt too small in the organization, too nervous, too disposable. The way she reacts compared to Ren, completely different energy. Leah always looked like somebody following orders because she was scared, not because she actually understood the monster she was working for. And Ren basically confirmed it without hesitation. And did you see his face when he said it? That man was not scared. Not even a little bit. That's the part that really got me. Because most people sitting in custody with Jacob and Grayson staring them down would crack a little. Sweat, panic, something. But Ren, he looked amused. Like he was already 10 steps ahead. Like prison was temporary and everybody in that room was stupid for thinking otherwise. Honestly, I had to pause for a second because his confidence was insane. He practically taunted Grayson and Jacob. Like, you think this is over? You think plasma ends with me? No. Ren straight up implied that plasma is way bigger than they understand. Bigger than the police. Bigger than Fairmont Crest. Bigger than the tiny little operation everybody thought they were chasing. And suddenly I started thinking, what if Ren isn't even important in the grand scheme of plasma? What if he's just one soldier? Because that's the vibe he gave off. Not mastermind energy, loyal attack dog energy. The kind of guy who's willing to rot in prison if it protects the real leader. Which makes the Impaler even scarier because if Ren is this devoted, then what kind of hold does the Impaler have over these people? Seriously? What kind of person inspires that level of loyalty and violence? And poor Grayson. Okay, wait, not poor, because Grayson has made plenty of terrible decisions. Let's be honest here. But in that moment, I actually felt the fear crawling under his skin. You could see it. The second Ren started talking about getting released soon, Grayson's entire expression changed. Because he knows what he did. He betrayed Ren. He helped put him away. And now he realizes there's a very real chance Ren walks free again. That is horrifying. And Ren didn't even hide the threat. He practically served it on a silver platter. Every word out of his mouth sounded like a promise of revenge. Not if, when. That's what scared me. He wasn't begging. He wasn't negotiating. He already believes he's getting out, which means either A, he knows something huge, or B, plasma has power in places we haven't even seen yet. Honestly, probably both. And Jacob, who? Jacob tried to stay calm, but I could tell even he wasn't confident anymore. When Grayson asked whether Ren could actually get released, Jacob didn't have a solid answer. That silence said everything. Because legally, yeah. If Leah or Ren gives up the Impaler's identity, immunity suddenly becomes possible. Deals happen, charges disappear. That's how these stories work. But here's the thing nobody is talking about enough. I do not think Ren will betray the Impaler. Nope. Not for 1 second. And maybe that sounds crazy, because freedom is right there in front of him. But Ren doesn't act like a man trying to save himself. He acts like somebody protecting a mission. Like somebody who already accepted the consequences before this even started. That's cult behavior. I'm sorry. It is. Plasma doesn't feel like a normal criminal organization anymore. It feels ideological now. Like these people believe in something twisted. And that makes them 10 times more dangerous because people who think they're serving a greater purpose will do absolutely unhinged things without remorse. And Ren, he looks ready for chaos. The creepiest part is how calm he was while basically predicting death. Like Grayson's death is already written somewhere and Ren is just waiting for the clock to run out. I swear, if I were Grayson, I'd never sleep again. Never. Because think about the position he's in now. If Leah truly doesn't know the Impaler's identity, then she loses value immediately, which means Ren becomes the key asset, the valuable witness, the one person holding information Jacob desperately wants. That gives Ren leverage, and Ren knows it. That smug look on his face made me furious because he understands exactly how much power he still has even from inside a cell. Honestly, I wanted Jacob to slam the table and scream at him because Ren was enjoying every second of their fear. Every second. And can we talk about the Impaler for a minute? Because this shadow hanging over the entire story is becoming genuinely terrifying now. At first, the Impaler felt like one hidden villain, one dangerous person pulling strings from the background. But now, it feels bigger than a single killer. It feels like a symbol, like an infection spreading through Fairmont Crest. That town is poisoned right now. Completely poisoned. Everybody's paranoid. Nobody knows who to trust. And as long as the Impaler stays hidden, the violence is only going to escalate. I'm calling it now. More deaths are coming. I don't even want to say that, but come on. This story is practically screaming it in our faces. The danger level just skyrocketed because Ren basically confirmed there are layers to plasma we haven't seen yet. Layers, meaning there are probably more operatives, more secrets, more corruption, maybe even people in positions of authority helping protect the organization. Honestly, at this point, I'm side-eyeing everybody in Fairmont Crest. Everybody. Because how else does plasma stay this protected? And what scares me most is that Ren genuinely seems convinced the Impaler will never be caught. That confidence doesn't come from nowhere. It makes me wonder if the Impaler is someone deeply embedded in the community. Somebody respected, somebody invisible, because nobody would ever suspect them. And oh God, imagine if Grayson already knows them. Imagine if Jacob has already spoken to them without realizing it. That would be insane. Also, can I just say something? Leah suddenly feels tragic to me, not innocent. Absolutely not. She's involved. Blood is still on her hands, indirectly. But I'm starting to think she got dragged into something far beyond her understanding. Ren talks like somebody indoctrinated. Leah talks like somebody trapped. There's a difference. And if she realizes Ren is willing to let her take the fall while protecting the Impaler, that could change everything. Because fear changes people, especially when bodies start piling up. I actually think Leah might become unstable next. Not evil, unstable. Desperate, unstable. The kind where she starts making reckless decisions because she realizes plasma will kill her whether she talks or stays silent. And honestly, that would create total chaos because Jacob is already struggling to control this investigation. Meanwhile, Grayson is basically spiraling internally. You can feel him unraveling. The second Ren implied he'd come after him after release, Grayson stopped looking like a confident player and started looking like prey. And maybe he deserves it? I don't know. I'm conflicted. Because Grayson has done selfish things, manipulative things, cowardly things, but nobody deserves to live under a death sentence from a psychopath. That's what this is now. A countdown. And Ren made sure Grayson understood it. I keep replaying that scene in my head because the tension was unbearable. The silence, the staring. the almost smile on Ren's face. Ugh, it felt evil. Like pure evil sitting calmly in a chair. And somehow the scariest character in the room still wasn't Ren. It was the person we didn't see, the Impaler. That's the genius of this storyline right now. The invisible threat feels larger than every character on screen. Every conversation circles back to this ghost hiding in the darkness while everyone else tears each other apart trying to survive. And I honestly think that's where this is heading next. Fairmont Crest is going to descend into complete paranoia. People will start accusing each other. Alliances will break. Someone close to Jacob could be exposed. Grayson may try to run before Ren gets released. Leah could panic and disappear. And Ren? Ren is going to keep smiling because chaos is exactly what Plasma wants. That's the terrifying part. Chaos is the strategy. And until the Impaler is exposed, nobody is safe. Not Jacob, not Grayson, not Leah, not anybody connected to this war. I'm serious. This doesn't feel like a normal crime story anymore. It feels like the beginning of a nightmare.